So, should I push the door to as well?
Yeah.
And the chair's not down today. Good start. Let's keep going.
Good morning, everybody. I am still full of the hay fever. I sound really quiet. I've got like a little bit of a husk going on today.
I noticed.
Oh, lots of oak trees around our house.
Oh, so you picked up on...
My dad said it was oak
so it
pollen.
must be.
Must be. I've not
Your
been out of
dad
the house.
said by video call that it must be this, so it is.
Yeah, it is.
All right. Morning, Sam.
Good morning.
I'm sure you are right, actually. Right, what are we talking about today?
What are we talking about today? So we put a post out this morning about how we started the Outside Bride podcast, or podcast / YouTube channel. So the Outside Bride, for anyone who doesn't know of us yet, is one of our other brands that we own. It's an outdoor wedding vlog designed to help inspire and show people how to create their own outdoor weddings for themselves. The practical hints and tips, wasn't it? It was kind of like...
Funny enough, I had a video meeting with someone yesterday who was in outdoor events equipment hire. I was trying to think. And we were talking about weddings and outdoor weddings, and I had to surmise what the outdoor weddings were. And exactly that, we wanted to fill in the gaps and the blanks of people who perhaps wanted an outdoor wedding but weren't entirely sure. We wanted to take all our years of Bay Lily Bell tents and knowledge and experience, and the years of running events in the outdoors because of what we've done previously to all this, and actually share it. All of our stuff we've tried to share, haven't we?
We have indeed. Yeah. And there's always been like a little hook there. It's always been like practical tips rather than the fluffy kind of without being rude.
Well, no, I can say it. Whenever we've spoken to mentors, coaches, what's other words for them, we've never needed motivating. So Emily and I have not needed motivating, we've not needed inspiring, we've not needed anything like that, because we had that. What we always felt we wanted was some practical steps. Go and do this and you will achieve this. Yeah. So we've always wanted, we don't see ourselves as coaches or mentors or anything like that. We see ourselves as people who are sharing practical hints and tips.
But jolly nice people.
That's a given. And funny enough, someone sent that in a message to me last night. I was like, that's very, very good. Actually, we've had quite a bit of love yesterday. We get a lot of love. That's not why we do it, but it is very nice.
Whilst we're here then, Harriet, thank you very much for your lovely comment on your live video yesterday. That was very, very cute of you. We loved your sessions. If anyone is watching this, check out, we've got on our Instagram stories, Harriet Flather.
I'll tag her.
Harriet Flather, musician. I'm sorry for not getting it right.
She plays a harp, her name's Harriet.
She's doing the COVID classic sessions and they're amazing. And at the end of the day yesterday, we sat and clicked and watched it and she was playing the harp. And I suddenly felt this complete
I have to be honest, I came over quite relaxed. It was
really beautiful. So well done. Really, really well done.
What are we talking about? Practical hints and tips. So we always wanted to give out practical hints and tips, and you know, so far it seems to be going quite well. And if we then inspire and motivate off the back of that, then that's fantastic. Can you hear the kids slowly killing themselves, each other? So yeah, and you know, so as part of that with the Outside Bride, what we wanted to do was create optimized content that will go on and continue to grow our brand for us without us needing to continually, you know, post. So that's what optimized content does. And it's what we now show people what to do in Yellow Tuxedo. But at the same time of that optimized content, we wanted to engage with our community and our followers, didn't we?
And the post I put out this morning was a really good example of not to worry so much about the whole polished kind of being really lovely, filtered, kind of beautiful kind of approach that you're trying to take with your audience. When we started the Outside Bride recordings, we literally got a cheap as chips backdrop rig from Amazon.
It's in the I believe it was something like 30 quid.
It was awful. And we literally squished it into this room. There was no room to swing a cat at all. Once you had the tripod and everything, it was like there was nothing to do. But every single week, without fail, we sat there with a gin, not a coffee, a gin, and we talked and we answered questions and we delivered, and then we did the model that we talked about in Yellow Tuxedo. So we would upload that live video onto YouTube. We would then strip out the audio. We created a podcast from it, and it was we didn't have all the fancy,
and a blog. Don't forget the blog.
We didn't have all the fancy equipment. We didn't have all the fancy bells and whistles, anything like that. But a few years down the line, the Outside Bride podcast, bearing in mind this is something we started a long way before.
You know what? I've got to laugh. Like literally, the first 5 minutes of every Ask an Expert was me going, I'm sorry, the technology's gone wrong again. Honestly, it was. If you ever fancy going and watch back Ask the Expert on the Outside Bride or listen to the podcast, I promise you, the first 5 minutes of everyone is me complaining about how bad the tech is, because we didn't have the budget to go and buy top end stuff.
But
we just wanted to make do.
A few years later down the line, the Outside Bride podcast has been named one of the top 10 wedding podcasts you should be listening to if you're getting married, and we get blown away by how on earth that actually happened.
In our head, perhaps it was too authentics, the polite phrase in our head. You know.
But the point being, your knowledge, your expertise, your zone of genius, whatever you are doing, people still want to listen to, and actually you just, as we always say, just get started. That being said, you need to have clear direction of why you're doing filming. We had this conversation with someone yesterday, actually.
Chris Evans talking about it on Virgin Radio. I'm pointing like that because that's where Alexa is. He was talking about, where you're going, getting started, but actually working on your end goal and working backwards. Where you're trying to get to and work backwards, which is something we've actually always talked about as well. Because there's no point just getting, if you're going to go out driving on a day trip, do you get in the car and just start driving, which you might do if you're feeling risky, but what you're actually going to do is go, I want to go to the beach today in Bournemouth, so you're setting the goal, and then you're working backwards. How do I get past the traffic? Where do I want to park? What time do I need to leave? Etc, etc. And it's the same in business and your daily goals.
Yeah.
How's this moved on to goal setting?
I don't know.
We decided we were going to talk about communities and being authentic.
But I think going back to my point about our blog and our videos, and I think not being the most shiny and polished, we were very, very, very adamant that when we started Yellow Tuxedo, we would have that same approach, because Alan's quite, we are not business coaches. We're not trying to be something we're not.
No, we're like Liam Neeson. We have a particular set of skills that we know how to do.
Oh my God, really?
I'm having it. It's probably the worst thing I've ever said, but I'm having that. We're nothing like Liam Neeson.
But what has worked in our favour, and we hope, as you can see when we put our stuff out, is that, again, we're not polished, we're in our office, our kids are running in all the time, we like to talk to people, and actually we are authentic to who we are, and we're not trying to show ourselves as being something overly successful, overly shiny, that whole overly filtered kind of, yes, we have brand photography, but a lot of our stuff is stuff we're taking on our iPhones, isn't it?
The vast majority of content we share is stuff we've taken on our iPhone. And the only thing I would say we have invested in is we wanted to make sure we have smartphones that are up to the job. So they need to be able to record. We record on, that's an iPhone, you're watching this, we recorded this on.
iPhone XR.
iPhone XR. And, I went from a 6 to an XR. And the reason I went from a 6 to XR is the XR was the entry one at the time that did the portrait photography, which just made those pictures look slightly shinier. And then, we have an app called Moment and that I film on. And we don't do a lot of post-production. The post-production we do is on pictures, I press enhance on the photo app, and a bit of cropping. That's pretty much all we do.
Amy from the Woman North behind. No,
Amy, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But I've tried to I've played with DSLRs, haven't I? I've played with all types of stuff. I've had lessons. I've used all the apps to try, and I just can't get my head around it. My head cannot deal with the whole exposure, aperture, ISO, all of that. And then the post, I literally can't deal with it in my head. I don't know why. Someone would tell me what that means about me. I'm babbling, but it's because I've had 2 coffees. I should have had a water. But I don't know why I can't deal with that. So
today's message...
Time to wrap up.
Today's message would be, yes, think about your authenticity and what you want, how you want to be seen, without worrying too much about being super duper polished, I suppose. But also,
quality content does not need to be polished.
What you have to say is far more important than how it looks on camera. Really is. Yeah. And also really thinking about your end goal for why you're creating your content and what that content's going to be talking about, because we always knew with the Outside Baby and the Outside Bride, we were leading to this point with Yellow Tuxedo. That was always kind of in our end goal. So actually we can now use the Outside Bride as our case study, as a really good case study actually for the methodology that we talk about. So thinking about why you're doing stuff and not just putting stuff out there for the sake of putting stuff out there, have some reason behind why you're picking up your camera and you're filming.
Yes, set the intention.
Intention, ooh.
Somehow I've got to wrap all this up into an SEO-based title. Good luck to
Not
me.
my problem.
Yeah, not your problem. Thank you. Bye.